I'm waiting. Okay, hi everybody. My name is Jillian Mariscal from Black VegFest Organizing as well as Sabrosa Vegana. I'm here to you with you live today for another class on veganism. What does it mean to eat vegan? We have a series on lifestyle, vegan lifestyle, and we're going to be cooking today lunch, some lunch ideas, starting with one of my favorite things, tacos. Tacos, you can make your own way. I mean, you can add just anything to them. And I mean, there's no saying it has to be tacos, has to be a certain way. So we're gonna do some tacos, we're gonna do some burgers. We're also gonna do like a quinoa salad, but we're gonna use quinoa as well. There are a lot of gluten-free, soy-free options out there right now, so we're gonna go over the different variety of options. Thank you for joining. My name is Jillian. This is episode 31 of Black Veg Fest Breakout. Today we're doing tacos and a bunch of other lunch ideas. So last episode we did breakfast, right? We did like the Just Egg and we introduced some different brands. Today we're gonna do more whole food, plant-based. As you see here, I have some cucumbers and avocados. I have mushrooms. I have some cilantro. It's my favorite. I love cilantro. We have tomato and peppers, and we have some lime and red onion. So let's start with the burgers first because this burger here, I don't know, has anyone? Yes, it will be soy free today. Everything is 100% soy free today. These are actually soy free and they're gluten free. They're made from peas. Yes, you heard me. It's like vegan magic. They're made from peas. Hey, what up, everybody? Good to see you. We're gonna cook some of these burgers. Now, these are Beyond Burgers. They're notoriously made without soy and without any gluten, which is great because there's a lot of allergies. People just really want to steer away from soy. But these, look how thick they are too. So I get them restaurant because I have a food business. I get them separately, but they are now selling them wholesale as well. They're selling them whole, like in cases. Now I know you're used to seeing them in like the pairs in the packaging, but I have seen them in the cases now on in regular supermarkets. I go shopping at Restaurant Depot, so I get them at a special, a different place. But they do sell them now to the public in cases, so you can buy these by the case. Who says you have to use it as a burger? Today, I'm gonna lower this heat because it's really high. Today, we're gonna make it as a burger separately. I'm just gonna show you how to fry it up as a burger, but we're gonna also put it in our tacos, right? We can do whole food tacos and we're gonna do some whole food tacos. But Costco, somebody, yes, thank you. They sell them in Costco now in cases. And if you don't have access to Costco cards, let one of the Black Fest organizers know. We will help you get access to them at prices that are affordable. So if you do not have access to getting these type of products, please let us know and email us. We are blackvegfest.org, so you can find the email on the website. But please let us know because this is a great product for new vegans, for vegans that are just like, hey, finally they have products like this. But we're not gonna make them fully burgers. We're gonna cook them halfway like burgers, and then we're gonna chop them up. So let's start that. I'm gonna put my pan here. I'm gonna lower the camera just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Today we're making tacos. Okay, I think you can see better there. Cuts off my big head, but it's all good, right? Like, who needs to see a big forehead? All right, that's perfect. All right, so we're gonna make some tacos today, and I do have quinoa, so that's why I want to like fry these up really fast because the quinoa is gonna take a little time, and I'm gonna make also whole food quinoa tacos, and you don't even have to use this bread for the gluten-free tacos. You can use lettuce and put them in lettuce, or not iceberg lettuce. I don't recommend iceberg lettuce. It's just literally water. There's so many other types of lettuce and even kale that you can wrap your tacos with, or even have an open taco. Who said a taco, you don't have to have it like that. You can just eat it straight out of a bowl. Okay, so let's start. I heated up the stove top here. I'm going to move this slightly over so you can see some of that. And I'm going to move this here. There you go. Now, these do need seasoning. So I have my little carousel here instead of having the big one. So I'm trying to minimize space. We have garlic salt. I love using that. Put some garlic salt. And try to season them while they're defrosted. Defrost them usually. Don't put them on straight frozen. I know some products usually say frozen straight in the, but I defrost them. Okay, we're gonna put some garlic salt and some pepper. On this side, I have pepper. And I know it looks like I'm putting a little bit, but we're gonna put more as we crush it up. And I'm only doing one side because when I flip it inside the pan, I'm gonna cook the other side, okay? Let's see, and I also wanna add some cayenne, because why not? Give it a nice spiciness. Okay, so we have garlic, salt, pepper, cayenne on our defrosted Beyond Burgers. Again, soy-free, gluten-free, okay? The pan is nice and hot. I'm not adding oil to the pan. You don't have to add oil to the pan. You want to be careful when there's a good question. Someone asks, why not cook from frozen? So, when you do, you just have to be careful that the pan is not so high, and not to say I haven't done it on a rush, right? So I just don't recommend it. If you do want to cook it, you do have to understand that, you have to cover it, right? And put a little water in the pan so that it steams up and it's also cooking the inside before it burns the outside. Because if it cooks the outside, the inside, it will look cooked outside, but in the inside will stay frozen. So that's why they recommend that you defrost them first. And if you don't, just make sure you're really like putting like not a lot of water. You're not boiling the burgers if you put them frozen. But if you put them frozen, I always put a little water in the salt water, put the seasoning in the water so it kind of absorbs it as well. And I'm always like flipping it and making sure it's like cooking on the inside, like almost steaming it, right? So if you're gonna cook it frozen, just be careful that the inside these are thick. I don't know if you can see how thick they are. It's like this thick, right? So that's why you have to be careful. Okay? Awesome. All right. But I have cooked them frozen. Like I was like, I don't have time to defrost them, but I will throw them in there and be careful. You just have to be really on top of it. You can't just quickly fry it. So I flipped it upside down. The seasoning is on this side, so I can season the opposite side. Okay? Now I'm gonna season the top. Cayenne. Now, like these come now in like ground beef and like ground patties, but if you buy a box, like you don't have to buy the ground, just ground these up. That's what we're gonna do today. I had bought a box of like 30 something, and there was no way I was going to buy any more type of ground meat just because I already had a box. So when you defrost it, you could really mold these into anything. These are so versatile. And again, you don't have to only have it for, I'm putting the garlic salt, the pepper, and the cayenne, okay? I'm gonna also add some paprika, why not? Okay. I'm using my little carousel today because I didn't want to bring down all my spices. This is cayenne. Let me do paprika. Yeah. Okay, my paprika's stuck. Come on, paprika. Don't make me open the whole thing. Okay, there we go. It's coming out now. All right. So I'm going to let that kind of like stir a little bit while I cut up what's going to go in our tacos. Now, I have mushroom here. I like to put it with my quinoa a lot with peas. And this is a really good meal prep tip, right? When we're doing lunch and breakfast and dinner, vegetables are going in all of those things, right? So when we're chopping up and we're doing our shopping, I'm going to show you real quick. See all the vegetables I have here. When we're doing our food shopping, well, this is frying up a little bit there on both sides. When you're doing meal prep and when you go vegan or when you're just plant based, these vegetables are gonna go in every dish. So whether I chop this up, this can go in the salsa, this can go with the beef, this can go with the quinoa. You know what I'm saying? So when you're buying vegetables, always buy a bunch of the same ones that you like, right? And then you're gonna add them to all the different things. So we have here, we're gonna put our tacos and our salad, and so mushrooms, I like them in certain things, and I like them too also in my eggs, so I can put them in my eggs. So, meal prepping is such a good way to conserve money. Right now, and even before the pandemic, it's always been smart living in New York City to conserve money. And people always say veganism is expensive. Yes, these can be expensive, and I don't recommend you eat these all the time. So let's be aware that even though we are vegan now, we shouldn't be eating meats, even mock meats. Nobody should be eating meat every day, but mock meats, even so, should not be eaten every day. If the issue is a lot of people transitioning are still like so used to eating meat that they want to eat the mock meats all the time, and it gets expensive, right? So as you train your palate, remember we're training our palate to not be so reliant on meats and processed foods. So as much as I cook some of these sometimes, the vegetables are always cheaper and more affordable and are more, the variety can go across the whole breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snack thing, okay? So this is like my favorite stuff here. I like the avocado, the lime, the mushroom, the cilantro, the pepper, and I'm going to start with this cucumber. Now, cucumbers are one of the culprits for GMOs usually. So I don't, and also pesticides. Like I can wash this as so much, but I don't feel safe eating the skin, even though it's probably healthy, the skin with the fiber. So I always shave the skin off. I use a plant-based soap for the for my vegetables. And even I'll tell you this much, a lot of the plant-based regular soaps are okay for vegetables. You just wash them like you would wash dishes that you're eating off of, right? So just make sure you really rinse them well. Um, I know Trader Joe's has like a vegetable wash that's super simple, and there are home remedies for vegetables to be washed. But honestly, you can use your biodegradable plant-based soap and just wash them. Just to be really careful because I went vegan for my health. I had tumors. I have tumors since the age of 13. So I have to be very careful about what toxins and chemicals I'm putting in my body as it is. So I just try to, I mean, honestly, I wish I didn't have to worry about the skin on that. I would love to eat the skin sometimes, but because I bought them, they're probably GMO ones. I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes I can buy organic, and it's not realistic for everyone. So we don't buy organic all the time. But I recommend that when you do, if you can, try to buy organic. Do we have a question? Yeah, if they're organic, you don't. But here's the thing with organic, they still use types of pesticides. So you still have to wash them and be careful of how they're being absorbed in the skin. So it depends on how trustworthy the organic brands are, but they do use pesticides, a type of low level. So they kind of are not able to, they could put that logo of organic. But I would mostly say they're organic for the level of the GMO for genetically modified, but for pesticides, there's two levels to organic. There's pesticides and there's genetically modified. Okay, so we have one side is getting brown. We're gonna flip them, and we're still gonna cook them a lot more. So these are pretty thick. Now I browned one side a little bit, and I'm gonna brown the top before the middle cooks. When the middle, I'm doing Beyond Burgers, but I'm gonna chop them up for our tacos. We're doing some lunch ideas today, okay? So I'm gonna brown just a little bit on the other side. These are soy-free, gluten-free. And then I'm going to chop them up and add a little more seasoning, okay? So we're gonna add that there. Our cucumbers peeled. I'm gonna chop up our pepper. I don't know if I showed you last time how I chopped up the pepper, but I take the top off, okay? This is an easy way to do it to keep all the inside without having the seeds. You're gonna upside down, and you're gonna go around. I actually learned this from Gordon Ramsay. I'll tell you the truth. I really, he eats meat, but I love his teaching methods. And there you go. You have the whole thing together. Okay? Boom. There's less mess. No seeds. Like literally 2 seeds out of the whole thing were on my thing. All right? So now we have these here that we can just chop up. We can julienne them. We can slice them. We can cube them. They're easier to chop up. Okay? So that's how we have our peppers there. I'm going to chop them up very like a salsa, and I'm gonna put them here. Let's see if you can see what I'm cooking there. My face is cut off, but it's okay. It is all right. I'm going to raise the heat first on this. Raise the heat on the burgers. Remember, I'm only halfway cooking them on the top and on the bottom, and then I'm going to dice them up. So let's do this fast here. Chop these up. I'm not Mexican, I'm Panamanian and Puerto Rican, but I've been obsessed with putting cactuses in my tacos. So I don't know if you've seen cactus. They're also called nopals in supermarkets. I don't know if you've seen them, but they are so great to put inside your tacos. So I'm gonna chop this up like this. I chopped it thinly, and then I like to bunch it up and then just chop it up the other way. I have so much on my thing here that it's hard to okay. Okay, now putting that in the bowl while our burgers are cooking. All right, let's get every little piece on there. I'm not going to do the mushrooms in the salad. This is gonna go actually in the meat, okay, in our Beyond Meat. Then I'm going to chop this tomato in half, like that. I cleaned these all prior already before the show. Just clear this a little bit here. I like to cut these like this, so that when I chopped it, then it's all like already in pieces. It's all chopped up already. So these are going in the salsa part of the taco. This is also going with the quinoa. And then you can have like a mixture of what you want for lunch. Like some people can eat the same thing every day for lunch, and I'm kind of one of those people, but I do like to switch it up a little bit. So if I'm using the same vegetables, I'll just like, one day I'll make it into a taco by adding the tortilla. One day I'll just add the quinoa, and I'm still using the same set of vegetables and meat. I'm just changing like the carb part to make it feel like I'm doing something different. Okay, we're peeling this off here. I'm gonna chop up the onion, and I'm gonna put also lime. People use lemon, but the limes were on sale, like crazy sale, like 6 for $1. I like going to the Korean grocer because for some reason they're just cheaper than the supermarket. And I live here in Brooklyn in Bed-Stuy, and I love the Korean grocer. Like They were selling like bags of good bananas for like $1. So support local businesses. Sometimes they're so worth it. Okay, so I'm gonna chop half of this one up because they're really strong onions. So I'm gonna chop half of it, lay it flat. Okay, I like to go across like this first. Then I go this way, and then I'll chop it, and it's gonna come out already in thin pieces. Okay, it's already chopped up. Okay, now I'm gonna add salt to this already because it's gonna like kind of start working on the onion. Because onions are so strong, I'm gonna add salt to them. Now this is like a basic pico de gallo. I know people have heard of pico de gallo before if you ordered any food at a Mexican place. So this is just like a basic pico de gallo, and like I said, this is gonna go in anything. Now this is starting to brown. I'm gonna move the camera over in 1 second. I just want to cut half of this cucumber and add it there. I'm leaving the seeds today. I know last time I said, oh, take out the seeds. That was for a specific dish. I like mine wet, this like salsa thing, because it's gonna absorb into the quinoa and into the meat that I'm gonna add into that for the taco. So this, I keep the seeds. You don't have to keep the seeds, but seeds are great as well. But I know for the bean salad, I had said to deseed them, and that is true because you don't want that salad that has potatoes in it as well to be soggy. All right, what else am I missing? Oh yes, I can't forget my cilantro. Okay, so I take the cilantro, and you see, I want to show you that again. I'm gonna take the cilantro. This is how I cut my cilantro. I take it and I kind of twist it, okay, and then I half it, and I twist it again, and I half it. And this is how I chop it to get really finely chopped, okay? So it's like a bundle. Don't cut your fingers, especially not on camera. Jillian, I'm talking to myself, by the way. Don't cut your fingers on camera. All right, so I'm chopping it up really finely here. Adding that cilantro. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I do feel for the people that don't like cilantro. Hey, more power to you. It's good to not have addictions like cilantro, but I absolutely love it. Now I'm gonna add to this a little avocado oil. It's kind of pricey, I'll tell you that much, but I don't use it very often. I just like to use it on like my salads and things that I'm going to be digesting straight like that. So I'm gonna add a little avocado oil. That has already some salt, and I'm going to mix that up with my spoon that I have here. Okay, now I still have to add the lime, but I want to, before I add the lime to this, I want to start, thank you, I appreciate that. We'll do a whole thing on chopping. I'm gonna get, I'm working with Plant Powered New York, and I'm sorry, Bronx Eats, and we're gonna be doing like cooking classes on chopping and stuff like that because it really helps keep food even and look pretty too. It's just fun. I learned on YouTube, and I was watching a lot of chefs and Gordon Ramsay. I love that chef. He's just hilarious to me. All right, let's check up on our burgers. I need a cameraman. If anybody wants to work for Black VegFest as a camera guy, we'll feed you. We'll feed you a lot of food. Okay. So anyway, just putting it out there. So now we have our burgers that are pretty, like, if you can see them, that's browning on both sides, but the inside is not fully cooked. So that's when we're gonna start chopping it now. We're gonna start chopping it up. And it just makes it easier to chop up when it's half cooked. And I like to also get the crust on it. So I'm chopping it up. And what I'm also gonna do to these is add mushrooms. I'm gonna add the mushrooms. Okay. Now, I'm not going crazy chopping it up because I like big pieces. And I also, these tacos, like I said, they can go into tacos, they can go into quinoa, they can go anywhere. They're versatile. You can put it with rice, you can add plantains on the side. So when you're doing like lunch and breakfast and dinner ideas, you're using the same vegetables that you're buying, and you're trying to create recipes that are versatile and that will make it through the week as a meal prep. Okay, and now you had two burgers. Now this is like to feed me for 3 days because you're having portions, right? We're portioning things out. Now I'm gonna add the. I had to taste it. It tastes really good. All right, I'm gonna add the mushroom. The mushrooms, they're gonna cook pretty fast, but also I don't want them to like wither too much. So I like to put them in when they're halfway cooked here. We're gonna add the mushrooms, and I'm gonna add some peppers to this, but I'm gonna add them in string form, like a julienne style. Okay. I'm gonna add peppers. And we're talking about lunch today, but this could go for anything. Like, who said this can only be for lunch? This could be for dinner. Once you have this going, you can have this for breakfast. Even add it to your eggs. Like, there is no wasting food when it comes to stuff like this. I'm gonna add some of the onion here. Okay, so we're gonna add onions now, thinly sliced like this. Just break them apart. And now we're getting into like, I usually use like a ground beef. Let me talk to you a little bit. I usually use like a ground beef for this. Gardein. I know everyone's kind of heard of Gardein. If you haven't, they're found in the frozen food section. Gardein is a brand that has a lot of stuff, but my favorite is their ground beef. And not me saying this feels bad because I know they're always selling out now, that ground beef. But it is so I mean, I like to add tomato sauce to that when you're doing like tacos and like bay leaf, and I do a Spanish style like taco that I put in my empanadas as well. That ground beef is so versatile. You can make pasta bolognese, you can put it in lasagna, in empanadas, in sloppy joes, but you can do the same with this meat as well. And I'm doing this like this because I don't want a lot of pasta sauce right now. I kind of want like something lighter, so I'm adding a lot more vegetables and things like that. So I'm going to stir this a little bit and raise the heat. I didn't bring down a cover, but that's fine. We're going to work with what we got. I'm going to stir this up a little bit here like that and raise the heat like that. Okay, and keep the vegetables on the bottom. Now the vegetables, I could add a little water to this to start accelerating the process, which I might do that. And the water is not going to do nothing to the meat. I swear to you, it's not going to do anything to the meat. You're going to see actually how much water I'm going to add. Just very little bit. Here. You're going to see just a tad bit. And that's it. It's going to accelerate the process. Okay? And it's also going to cook the meat. The peppers and the mushrooms. Okay? So that's going to cook while I finish putting the salad together. I'm going to put this on high again. Okay, and set that to the side. And we're going to go back to our salad because we're not done with that yet. All right, so I'm going to turn this over here. And we're going to finish our salad. So I'm going to clean this up a bit. And move this over to the side. And now we're going to add our lime to the salad while our meats are cooking with the mushrooms and peppers. Okay, just like that. That's gonna cook. Usually I have a cover so it like hurries up, but you know, life is not perfect. So now I'm going to do my limes. I'm going to roll the lime first, okay? Roll it to release the juices. Some people actually put the limes too in the microwave. I mean that's okay, but microwaves also do things to food. They degrade the food. So I would just roll it up, okay? And now we're gonna cut it in half. Take our spoon and go straight for throwing this inside our salad. The citrus also is gonna cook the onion, okay? Oh, it smells so good with the cilantro and onion. I love cooking for you guys because I love eating afterwards. I'll be honest. No, I'm just, but it's so good. Okay, so that's one whole lime. I don't have a fancy lime squeezer because those usually, for some reason, after a while, the lime squeezers the lime starts actually taking off the paint if you don't get a really good kind. If it wasn't getting a good kind, I was getting the 99 cent store kind. So I said, you know what? Let me just. It's not gonna kill me to squeeze the lime old-fashioned way. Okay. Here's another one. I'm adding the whole lime. Really give it a nice flavoring. Okay, so far we have cucumbers and green pepper. We have tomatoes. We have cilantro. We have red onion. Oh man. Okay, now that lime juice is all in there. We're gonna mix it real quick. And we can't forget avocados. So I'm gonna take the avocado, right? Go all the way around. Twist it open. That's beautiful. That's what you want to see, a nice, beautiful avocado. Now I'm gonna scoop it out, okay? Take from the top, like this, and just follow your way in. And it should just pop out, okay? Now I'm gonna take this, okay? Clear my table. And I'm gonna add an avocado in there. I'm gonna save the other half for the top of the tacos as well, okay? Let me just stir this real quick. So you see the little bit of water we put didn't really do anything but just it's cooking up the vegetables in there with it. And all the vegetables are releasing its own juices as well. The seasonings are all already in there mixing together. Okay, this is gluten-free so far. We're without putting the taco the wrap. This is gluten-free so far. I had to taste it, so good. Okay. Now I'm gonna chop this up. Trying to not. Okay. Sorry, my cutting board is not like usually I have cooking assistants for this, but now chopping it up, throwing it in there. Because we put the lime in there, these are not gonna turn brown. And just in case, look, I have another lime. Okay, so roll it up first. Sorry, I'm getting bit by a mosquito. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put another lime just on top there. Now let's see. Do we have enough time for quinoa to be cooking on here? This meat took a lot longer than I thought because I put two big pieces in there. I should have done one, but I said I have these two meats I want to finish cooking. Okay, so we have our, oh my gosh. Now again, this can be eaten straight up like this. This could be eaten with quinoa. This could be eaten in the, okay. And I'm gonna throw some pepper in here. Let's throw some black pepper in there. Okay, I'm gonna throw some cayenne as well because I'm obsessed with just using spices today. Yes. Mix that up. Okay. So I'm going to show you up close how this is looking. Tastes good. I could use more salt, but I'm going to do that now. Okay? Now, we have our tortillas. You can leave out again. Thank you. Yeah, perfectly ripe avocado. I know. Like 2 days ago, I went to buy them and they were not all ready. So I was like, the bad part about buying like 5 avocados on sale that are all not ready is that they're gonna all be ready at the same time. So I was like, when they're all ready, I'll be making a lot of things with the avocados. So in order for this to see more, I'm gonna place the taco breads on top like this. Okay? Not only is it gonna cook the taco bread very slightly just to get it soft and pliable, but it's also gonna cook the rest of the meat fast. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna clean this area up, right? And for lunch, it's so important to eat a great lunch. It's the middle of the day. It's supposed to give us energy to finish the day off. And we have to be aware of the type of food that we're getting for energy. Processed foods will fill us up, but they're not going to be energy that's going to make us be consistent throughout the day. They're going to give us this really high and then low because of the sugar levels of that processed carbs. So try to make it with whole foods. It might make you hungry again later, but put a lot of whole foods. Some people will literally eat this whole thing for lunch. Some people will split it up and put quinoa to make it more filling, right? So this is just a regular tortilla bread. This is a flour one. You don't have to use flour. You can use corn to make it more gluten-free. But this is just a regular tortilla. And it's already getting nice and soft, and it's also cooking the inside, which is the rest of the taco. So like I said, when you're doing meal preps and lunch for yourselves, try to add the quinoa, the couscous, the brown rice, the black rice. I also love black rice. It's called forbidden rice. Did I just put cilantro on my face? I think I did. Forbidden rice, and try to be aware of the type of carbs that you eat during the day, because that's going to really take you across the rest of the day. You're like, all right, I have energy to do more stuff. But whole foods will and can, after a while, you're going to get hungry again. I know I hear this a lot from my clients. They're like, I still feel so hungry. I was like, because your body's processing it faster. It's enjoying the food. It wants more of it. So eat a lot of vegetables. Like, they're so much cheaper than meats. Like, we're using today Beyond Meat, but like I said, eating vegetables is so much more affordable. The cucumber, like the avocados were on sale. Beautiful one though, right? Yeah. I'll do a screenshot for this one. But look how great. These were on sale. Go to your local Korean grocer or local grocery. They usually have more affordable vegetables than the supermarkets that are, bigger prices, and they have more bills to pay. So, cilantro, sometimes it's cheap, sometimes it's not, but it's so versatile. You can put it in all the types of foods. Quinoa is very inexpensive. Believe it or not, in Trader Joe's, you can get a bag of that quinoa and it's going to last you the week. I guarantee it. If you're making the quinoa and you're putting it in different dishes, it's going to last you a week. And one bag is like $4. So it's really unarguably so much healthier to eat more whole foods. Let's finish putting this taco together in 2 different ways, okay? We're going to do 2 different types. So let's scroll down here. See the table, right? Okay, let's clear some of this here that is unnecessary while that is still cooking there. And I'm going to decorate it nice too. Oh, by the way, we have these Aldi's too. Yes, Aldi's too has a really affordable. If you go to our Black VegFest website, you'll see that we have these on sale as well. These are my favorite because they have really good thermal tips here and they're super comfortable, and we're supporting the organization. So now I'm going to put the salsa here on the side, get our plating table. Okay, can everyone see that? Nice. Okay. So I'm gonna take this, put that one there, take this one, hot. And now I like to put them like that. Okay, so I'm gonna put them like this, okay? Then take that one. Ooh, okay, like that. Did you see that? So they're hot. I don't know if you see the steam coming out of the bread, but their tortillas are so good and ready to go. Okay, I'm gonna take this other one. Hi. Yes, I love burning myself. That's like my trademark. Look, it's done. It's all cooked. Like the mushrooms are cooked the way I like it. The peppers are done. They're soft, and the red onions. Okay. So you see look. I'm gonna show you see, it's cooked. Okay. The brand of the bread is I have it upstairs. I'm sorry. But it's like a Mexican brand, and just look at the ingredients to see the one that has the most minimal. That's the one I go for. I don't stick to one particular one. It kind of depends on where I'm at and what the ingredients are. Okay, so now I'm gonna add. Actually, let's do it this way first. I'm gonna make this look nice and pretty. We're gonna chop up some of some of this up. So one is gonna have meat and the mushrooms. Okay. One is gonna have meat and the mushrooms. That's a lot for one, but for the picture's sake. All right. And one is gonna have just the vegetables. Okay. Just the veggies. And one is gonna have both. Okay. I'm gonna put a little both. I'm gonna turn off this heat. Because it is, oh man, I cannot wait to eat this. I wish you guys were eating this. August 8th, we're doing a rally. Please stay tuned for the location. We already have one, but we're not going to say until the last week. Please log into blackvegfest.com to see the mailing list, and we will mail you the location. We are going to be serving free food like this, so I would sign up, honestly. Okay, look at that. So this is a mixture of both, okay? I'm going to zoom in. Don't worry. I'm going to zoom in more, and I just want to decorate this a little bit. Put a little on both, okay? Take my knife and also, okay, we're going to take that out, right? I'm going to scoop half of this, peel it, just like that, to put it on top, okay? I'm trying to make this look as appetizing as possible. Oh my gosh, it looks good. Okay? And we have our lemon on the side, just to put here. There you go. Wipe my hands, and those are our tacos. Now, I didn't make the quinoa because we didn't have enough time. Honestly, the quinoa takes quite some time. Next time I'll have it ready. But you can add another type of taco to this, and it'll be quinoa. Let's go zoom in now. Oh my gosh. So we have our mix of the meat and the salad. We have just the meat and the mushroom with peppers. And then we have the salad one, just like that. Who says you can't have tacos with meat? You can just have it straight up like this. You could put vegetables, you could put beans in there, rice and beans with vegetables. You can really have fun with the varieties, okay? Let's see. Thank you. I wish you guys could all taste this. Like, honestly, don't worry. One day you'll taste the food. Okay, look at that. All right. So we have our vegetable one. All right. It feels like a mukbang when I do this because they always like show the food up close like that. Okay, we have the meat, and if you see the mushrooms, I think on this side you can see it better. The mushrooms, the Beyond Burger, we chopped it up, and then this one has both. This has the Beyond Burger and the no, this one's actually no, this one's both. The vegetables and the food. Okay. So remember, if you buy the Beyond Burger, you don't have to use it as burgers. Okay, you could use it as burgers for lunch. That's a good lunch idea, right? Um, and even for your burger, you can add avocado to your burger. You can add the rest of this tomato. Like these items are so versatile. Okay, so when you buy the Beyond Burgers, or you don't even have to buy the Beyond Burgers. I'm just giving an example. You can put it in tacos. You can make the burgers. You can use the same vegetables you use for your salad, for your quinoa salad. Remember, we're buying the vegetables and we're utilizing it for all the types of foods we're making. So we're not only keeping the food and we're not making it go bad. Oh, just mushrooms have to be with this. No, mushrooms can go in all of it. And then the burger doesn't have to just be a burger. Once you defrost it, chop it up, you could even turn it into meatballs. You could do all things like that. Okay. So thank you for joining me today on our cooking class for tacos. Remember also too, we could put cactus in here. Nepals have usual spikes, but you take them with a spoon. Okay, here's a little tip. You take the cactus, if you see them, and leave it in the plastic bag that it comes with, and you scrape it with a spoon, the spines, okay, off the cactus. Grill it up, put salt and pepper, put whatever other spices that you want. You can put cayenne pepper, the garlic salt, like anything. Saute it up, do the same type of salsa we made today, then eat it with rice and beans. Like rice and beans don't have to be for dinner. They can be for all types of the day. You could put them in your tortilla and everything. So I love that, there's not a specific mindset you have to have with vegan food. Like, oh, I have to have salad. I have to have like tofu scrambled now. I have to have a shake. No, you can switch it up. You can eat it whatever time you want. When your body's hungry, listen to it, eat. Don't starve yourself. Veganism is not a diet that you lose weight diet. When you do eat whole foods, your body does respond in a positive way, and it does help you to maintain a certain weight and to lose weight. But and always again, try not to eat processed mock meats all the time. Those are for like, I use this word a lot, antojos. Those are like when I have a really bad, like, oh, I really want something like this today. So remember, always plant-based, whole food plant-based is the way to go. If you're not ready for that, which a lot of people aren't, and I'm not 100% whole food plant-based, mix it up. Just make sure you're adding your greens and your fiber, which are the most important, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. Next week, on Sunday, we're gonna have a guest speaker who's a nutritionist. And we're going to be talking more about lifestyle changes and why it's so important for our community to really eat healthy. Okay? Thank you again. I'm Jillian from Sabrosa Vegana, an organizer here at Black VegFest. Stay tuned for our rally, August 8th. Okay? August 8th rally in Brooklyn. Stay tuned. Sign up for our emailing list so you can get all the details on where it's going to be. We're going to be giving food, masks, and protesting, and really just supporting one another during this time. We know what we're asking for: reparations, Medicare, rent-free. We're trying to really help the community and get a good start. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Bye. I'm going to show you the food. Whew. One last time. Tacos before I devour it. Okay, we did some mix. This is whole food, right? And these are the beef, the beef. BlackVegFest.org is the site. You'll see the link to Sabrosa Vegana or Black Veg Fest. You'll see the link on Black Veg Fest. BlackVegFest.org. .org. Okay? Thank you, and hope to see you August 8th. We're going to be